Redefined TV for kids.
Chapter 1. Joseph the Favorite. Jacob had 12 sons, but one of them, Joseph, was his favorite. Jacob gave Joseph a special gift, a bright, colorful coat. Red, blue, yellow, green. It was the kind of coat no one else had. Joseph wore it proudly. His brothers did not smile. Why does he get the fancy coat? Why is he so special? But Joseph had something even bigger than a coat. He had dreams. In one dream, Joseph saw bundles of grain bowing down to him. In another, the sun, moon, and stars all bowed low. His brothers were angry. "You think we'll bow to you?" But Joseph kept dreaming. God gave Joseph a dream, and nothing could shake it. Chapter 2. Betrayed by his brothers. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers in the fields. When they saw him coming, they didn't smile. They didn't wave. They made a plan. "Let's get rid of him." Reuben, the oldest, said, "Let's not hurt him. Let's just toss him in a pit." So they took Joseph's coat. They grabbed his arms. They threw him into a deep, dark hole. Joseph was alone, cold, confused. Then something worse happened. A group of travelers came by, and the brothers sold Joseph as a slave. 20 pieces of silver, that's all. Then they dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and told Jacob, "A wild animal got him." Jacob cried. He believed his son was gone. But God was still with Joseph, even in the dark, even in the pit. Joseph was taken far from home, all the way to Egypt. He was sold to a man named Potiphar, a rich captain in Pharaoh's army. Joseph worked hard. He told the truth, he stayed kind, and God was with him. Everything Joseph touched seemed to succeed. Potiphar noticed. "You're in charge of my whole house," he said. Joseph rose up from a slave to a leader. God was with Joseph in every job, in every place. But trouble came again. Potiphar's wife told a lie about Joseph. "I didn't do anything wrong," Joseph said, but no one listened. Joseph was thrown into prison, another dark place, another unfair moment. But even in prison, God was with Joseph every step of the way. Chapter 4. Dreams in the darkness. Even in jail, Joseph stayed faithful. He helped others. He worked hard. One day, two of Pharaoh's workers were sent to the prison, a cupbearer and a baker. They both had strange dreams. "What do they mean?" they asked. "Only God can tell," Joseph said, and with God's help, he explained each dream. "Remember me when you're free," Joseph said to the cupbearer. The cupbearer nodded, but then he forgot. Days turned into weeks, weeks into years. Joseph waited and waited. Still, Joseph trusted God, dream or no dream, day after day. Chapter 5. Pharaoh's Dream. One night, Pharaoh had two strange dreams. He saw fat cows eaten by skinny cows. He saw healthy grain swallowed by thin grain. No one could explain them. Then the cupbearer remembered, "I know someone who can help." Joseph was brought out of prison. He cleaned up. He stood before the king. "Can you explain my dreams?" Pharaoh asked. "I can't," Joseph said, "but God can." Joseph explained, "There will be 7 good years with plenty of food, then 7 years of famine." Pharaoh believed him. "You will be in charge," Pharaoh said, "second only to me." Joseph was given royal robes, a gold ring, a new name, a chariot, from prison to palace, just like that, because God was with him. Chapter 6. The dream comes true. Just as God said, 7 years of good harvest came. Joseph stored grain in every city. Then the famine began. People were hungry. They came to Egypt for food. Even Joseph's brothers. They didn't recognize him. But Joseph knew them. They bowed down before him just like in his dream. God's dream was coming true right before his eyes. Joseph tested them. He wanted to know if their hearts had changed. He saw they were sorry. He saw they had grown. And then Joseph cried. "I'm your brother," he said. "It's me, Joseph." They were shocked, afraid, but Joseph said something beautiful. "You meant to hurt me, but God used it for good. He sent me ahead to save lives." Joseph forgave them. God's plan never fails, even when it takes time. Chapter 7. A family reunited. Joseph invited his whole family to live in Egypt. His brothers, their wives, their children, and even his father Jacob. Jacob wept when he saw Joseph again. "My son is alive," he said. "Now I can die in peace." The family settled in Egypt in a land called Goshen. They had food, they had shelter, they had each other. God had taken Joseph on a wild journey. He had been a dreamer, a brother, a slave, a prisoner, a leader, a forgiver. But most of all, Joseph had been faithful. Joseph never let go of God, and God never let go of him. Chapter 8. Joseph's final words. Many years later, Joseph grew old. Before he died, he made a promise. One day, God will bring our people back to the land he promised. When that day comes, take my bones with you. Joseph died in Egypt, but his faith lived on. He had trusted God through every twist and turn. God had a plan. God always has a plan. Memory verse. You meant to harm me, but God meant it for good. Genesis 50:20.